What's going on, Fit Fam? It's your boy Joshua Ayers, hashtag Ayers Fitness, checking in, signing in, logging in, vlogging in. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and watching it. If you guys came over from my Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, thank you guys so much for doing that. If you guys are not following me on my social media pages, I will have links to all of them down in the description box. So as you can read from the title, this video is going to be about hard gainers. Now, typically, just real quick, clear this up. There's one of two things when people say that they're a hard gainer. They say that they're eating McDonald's 5 times a day, they're raiding their mother's pantry, they're eating brownies and cookies at 4 a.m. in the morning, CrossFit, and they're not putting on any weight. And typically, they are incorrect, because what most likely is happening is that they are very overestimating the amount of calories that they're taking in, and they're actually getting in a lot less than what they think they are, so they're not getting enough to be in a surplus to put on the weight that they need to, or they fall into that very small percentage of people who, in that 99.9 repeating of the percentage of people who actually do have a ridiculously high metabolism, which, sorry to break it to you, but you're probably not in that category. So I'm going to give you an answer, the very most basic answer, and I will get more scientific into it in this video, but the basic answer, not sexy at all, I'm sorry, but the basic, simple answer is at the top of this chart. Eat more. You have to eat more food. And what you need to do is this word right here. You need to track. So if you're not tracking it, how do you know what you're eating? Okay, if you go to McDonald's multiple times throughout the day and you're snacking throughout the day, that still doesn't mean that you're necessarily hitting your calorie amount, and it doesn't mean that you're in a surplus and where you need to be putting on extra weight. So we're gonna dive into this a little bit more. So what I have right here is written as a surplus versus deficit. So a surplus means we're taking in more calories than we need, which is gonna help us put on weight. A deficit is the opposite, to where we're not taking in enough calories, and so we're actually gonna lose weight. So moving down, part of tracking, which you can use an Excel sheet, you can write it down, pencil and paper, or you can use what I use, MyFitnessPal. Very easy app. You don't have to pay. You don't have to buy the premium version. I've been using it for over 6 years, and it works great. I definitely recommend it. And you want to track, and you want to make sure that you're getting a wholesome, nutritious, calorie-dense food, and make sure that you have your other bases carried. Make sure you have your other bases covered as well. So make sure you're getting in like a gallon of water a day. Remember, our muscles are 70% water, 20% protein, 10% glycogen, and some fatty acids. So you need to make sure that you're getting those things in, 2 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables on top of wholesome, nutritious, calorie-dense food. So if you're snacking on salad all day, you're not going to put on any weight. There's no calories in salad. It's grass and water, as I like to call it. And also, if you're eating just like garbage food, non-nutrient dense food, is like McDonald's and things like that. That's just kind of like, what we deem junk food. It's not very nutritious. So make sure that you're getting in nutritious food, and you're getting in beef. You're eating almonds, high good fat, coconut oil, olive oil, pasta, egg noodles, things like that. That's high calorie dense. Peanut butter, great. You add more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches throughout the day. Moving down here, these are the 3 things that's going to make up what is very important, a part of this video. Let me go ahead and turn this down a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So we want to look at this, TDEE. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure. And what that is basically how many calories we expend throughout the entire day. And that's comprised of 3 things. And the first one being our resting metabolic rate, which accounts for 60 to 75% of our total daily energy expenditure. And what the RMR, resting metabolic rate, is basically kind of, you could almost think of it as when you're sleeping. So if I was to lay down right now and do nothing and not move at all, it's the amount of calories that my body requires just to keep me alive, to keep my heart pumping, to keep my respiratory going so I can breathe, keep all the functions of my organs and whatnot, just to keep me alive. Maintain, I guess you could say, homeostasis. Number 2 is the thermic effect of food. So when we eat food, it requires energy to break it down, which requires the thermic effect of food, which accounts for 7 to 10%. The remaining percentage is comprised of the physical activity. So are you an athlete? Are you football, wrestling, cross country, track? Are you hiking? Are you taking your dog for a walk? Are you going for a jog around the block? What activities are we doing? And we're going to dive into that more on the back here in just a second, and I'm going to actually show you guys the formula of what we're going to use to figure out specific calories for you. All right, now we're going to get into the scientific portion of it, and we're actually going to be calculating the calories to figure out how much you actually need on a daily basis to put on the extra weight, put on that extra lean muscle mass that you guys are looking for. And I might pronounce the name of this formula incorrect, but I believe it's called the Mifflin-St. Cyr formula, and the ADA, which is the American Dietetic Association, published a comparison of various equations. And the Mifflin-St. Cyr was found to be the most accurate, so that's the one that we're going to use. I've used it in college in multiple classes. So there is a different formula for men and women. The only thing being different is the ending. For men, you add 5. For women, you subtract 161, and I have conversions over there from pounds to kilogram and inches to centimeters. I'm going to use my height and weight as reference for this. So the formula is 10 times your weight in kilograms plus 6.25 times your height in centimeters, subtract 5 times your age in years plus 5 for men. So 10 times 76 kilograms, I'm 168 pounds, so go over the conversion over here, pounds kilograms divided by 2.2, 168 pounds divided by 2.2 gives us 76 kilograms, plus 6.25 times 167 centimeters, I'm 5'6", so 66 inches, inches to centimeters, multiply it by 2.54, so 66 times 2.54 gives us 167 centimeters, subtract 5 times it by 24, which is my age, and add 5, that gives us 1,688. Which is my RMR, my resting metabolic rate, like we talked about on the front. That's what it's going to take to keep me alive if I'm not moving, not doing any work at all, just laying on the ground. So now we're going to go ahead and shift down. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can kind of see everything. And the next thing that we're going to look at is the activity factor. This is what plays the third role, like we showed on the front, which is where the exercise and physical activity comes in. We have 5 different stages: sedentary, which is a desk job or little housework; light activity, which is long walks 1 to 3 days a week, gardening, cleaning your house, etc., things like that; moderate activity, which is moving most days, exercise about 3 to 5 days a week; very active is the vigorously exercising and playing sports most days; and extra active is vigorous exercise, sports 6 to 7 days a week, plus a physically exerting job. Most people watching this video are probably going to fall right in the very active category, and these are the numbers that we're going to be using. So we'll use 1.725. That's roughly where I'd fall in, probably a little bit between very active and the extra active, but we'll go with the exact number just for the video's sake. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the RMR number up there, so 1,688 for me, multiply it by the activity factor for me, which is the 1.725, and that's going to bring us to 2,911 calories. Next thing that we're going to do, so that's basically going to kind of say what would be my maintenance, you could say, what I would be eating, and that's roughly going to keep me at the same weight. And one thing you need to take into consideration, there's going to be fluctuations on a day-to-day basis depending on the amount of carbs that you're taking in and water and hydration, different things like that. So what we want to do is some trial and error, is hit this number as close as possible every single day for about 2 to 4 weeks and see where our weight is. If we're losing weight, then we need to bump up the calories. If we're putting on weight, then we are good. But if we're not and we're kind of staying around the same, so if I eat 2,911 calories and I stay at a weight of 168 pounds, then what I'm going to do next is we want to look down here. So 1 pound of muscle is equal to 2,500 calories. If you take 2,500 divided by 7 for 7 days a week, it comes out to be 357 calories a day. So what we want to do is take that and add it in to our kind of like maintenance number, our starting number. Like I said, do it for 2 to 4 weeks, here you're at. And so if we are not putting on any weight, then what we're going to do is take that 357 calories and add it to our maintenance calories, and that's going to bring us up to 3,268 calories. So once we do that, we should be putting on weight. If you want to stay a little bit leaner, then you can add a little bit less than the 357 calories a day and shoot for about half a pound to 1.5 pounds per month. If you're not worried and are okay with putting on a little bit more extra fat and not having it be quite as much of a lean bulk, you can do the 357 a day or even a little bit more. So what we want to do is I would eat that calorie amount for another 2 to 4 weeks, see where my weight's at, and see how that's going. And if I'm not putting on any more weight, or once I hit a stagnant point and I kind of plateau, then I'm going to go ahead and add in more calories. And it doesn't necessarily have to be 357. You can go up 100 calories a day, 200 calories a day, 300 calories a day, or 357, 400 calories, depending on how aggressive you want to bulk. And so that's how we figure that out. Yeah, so that's going to conclude the video. I hope you guys found all the information useful. I went through my old books and researched online, make sure I had everything put out in the proper order and that I had all the equations right and everything like that. So put some time into it, and it helped me, and I know it'll definitely help you guys as long as you stick to it. Make sure you guys are tracking it. Track your liquid calories. Also, you know, if you're drinking milk, pop, tea, juice, anything like that, those calories also count because they're calories. So make sure you're tracking everything. Make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're getting those fruits and veggies, getting those micronutrients in, and really track and stick to it, and I guarantee you guys will see results. So go ahead, do it. Start today. Do not wait. Do not delay. Start today. Start right now at this very second that you're watching this video. Start tracking, start eating, figure out where you need to be, figure out what your calorie amount is going to be, so that way you know how much that you have to eat. And I want you guys to reach out to me in a few months, or even if if you guys happen to put on a few pounds in a couple weeks, go ahead and reach out to me, comment on this video, or shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram and let me know how it's going for you guys. And I would love to see progress pictures or updates and videos and whatnot, whatever you guys have. So yeah, I just really want to give back and help people, because when I was struggling to put on weight, I scoured the internet and was reading articles and watching videos and whatnot, and I found a lot of really useful information, of which I took some and put it into this video. So I really hope that it helps you hard gainers out there put on that rock hard lean mass. So that'll conclude this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, go ahead and comment down below. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button if you like the video, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. And until next time, #GamersFitness. Boom. Out.